Barfi is a dense, crumbly, milk-based Indian sweet. It's a versatile dessert because it can be flavored with a variety of additions, including coconut, almonds, pistachios, and even chocolate. Hi guys, I'm Erica of Erica's Joyful Oven, and today we're going to make a milk barfi flavored with cardamom and ginger. We'll start by adding 5 cups of full cream powdered milk to a large mixing bowl, together with a quarter teaspoon of ground cardamom, 1 teaspoon of finely grated fresh ginger, and a half cup of Nestlé cream. So now we want to mix all of these ingredients together, and initially as you begin mixing, the cream is going to bind all of the powder milk and it's going to turn very lumpy. So your task for the next 10 minutes or so, if you choose to accept it, is to continue mixing this together, and you want to break up the lumps between your fingers, and as you mix, eventually it is going to come back to a very fine texture, and this is what you want to make the perfect barfi. So that took some patience, and here we are 10 minutes later. You guys made it. I'm super proud of you, and you can see our mixture is really fine and crumbly. There are just a few lumps remaining now, and so we're going to take care of that using a strainer or a sieve placed into a larger bowl. So I'm pouring half of the milk mixture into the strainer. This step is quite important because as you run the mixture through the strainer or the sieve, it's going to break up any lumps that may be left behind in the mixture. If you do find any lumps, you can break them up between your fingers and continue the process until all of the mixture has been sifted. So our mixture is ready. You can see it's super fine in texture, very similar to raw powder milk. And now we can move on to the next step, which is making the syrup that is going to bind the barfi. Into a light saucepan, add 1 1/3 cup of water, 1 2/3 cups of granulated sugar, half teaspoon of cardamom or elichie, and 1 or 1.5 teaspoon of grated ginger, depending on your taste. We're going to mix this together and bring this to a boil over a medium heat. And as this boils, the sugar is going to dissolve, and then we're going to continue boiling the mixture until the syrup has really thickened and it has come to a one thread consistency. I do like to very carefully stir the mixture every 3 to 4 minutes, and typically your syrup is going to take 25 to 30 minutes until it thickens and it reaches the perfect consistency. After 20 minutes, the syrup is going to form a lot of white bubbles at the top, and I'm going to continue boiling the syrup until it gets nice and thick. You'll know when the syrup is ready if you lift the spoon with some syrup and the syrup falls very slowly from the spoon. If you lifted the spoon about 6 inches high from the pot, the syrup is going to dry as it falls and it's going to look like a thread. And that thread consistency means the syrup is ready. Give the powder milk a quick stir, making sure that it's nice and loose. And now we can pour in the syrup mixture. Pour in a 1/4 cup or so at a time, and you want to use a nice heavy spoon and mix the powder milk together with the syrup, making sure that there are no lumps and the syrup is well incorporated into the powder milk mixture. So I'm pouring more syrup in, just enough to make the mixture nice and crumbly and sticky. So if you pour too much syrup, what is going to happen is that the powder milk is going to turn mushy and your barfi is not going to set. In order to make sure that your barfi sets, you need to make sure that you have that one thread consistency in the syrup, and as you pour, you only want to add just enough to the barfi so that it gets nice and sticky, and that is going to hold together when you place it into the baking dish. You may or may not use all of the syrup, but you'll know when you've added enough when you press on the mixture and it holds together. This smells so amazing. I'm going to place it into an 8 by 11 inch dish that I've lightly greased with some ghee or unsalted butter. Also adding some ghee or unsalted butter to your hands, you can gently press the barfi together, and as you press, the barfi is going to take shape. This is also another important step because if you don't press the barfi together, it's going to be very loose and crumbly, and it's not going to hold its shape when you remove it from the dish. Once the barfi is nice and compact, I'm not too worried about the handprints on top of it because it's going to be hidden by some fun sprinkles. You can add as little or as many sprinkles as you like, or you can even add some crushed almonds, and I'm gently going to press the sprinkles into the Barfi to make sure that they don't fall off when we cut into them. I'm so excited, I can't wait to eat this, but first I'm going to let it set for 10 minutes, and then using a ruler I'm going to lightly mark some rectangles or squares as big or small as you'd like your Barfi pieces to be. Let the Barfi sit in a cool place for at least 2 hours until it's nice and firm. After 2 hours, I can easily cut into the Barfi along the tracks that we've made. Wipe the knife between cuts with a damp paper towel, and this is going to give you a clean cut each time. And let me show you guys how easy this Barfi is going to remove from the dish. It has set beautifully and it just looks so good. You can see it holds together. It is so crumbly. I actually ate the first piece. I could not wait, guys, so let me show you again. So you can see how pretty this looks with all of those sprinkles. The sides of the Barfi holds together and it has such a clean cut. And as I break into it, you see the inside is crumbly. You see bits of the ginger. You could always add less ginger to your taste, but I find this amount of ginger is just perfect for Barfi. This Barfi is decadent, it's so rich and flavorful, and the ginger really transforms it from being overly sweet to being an impressive dessert. And lastly, because we've greased the dish with some ghee, you can see how easily the Barfi comes out without crumbling or falling apart. I do hope you all enjoy this recipe. Be sure to leave a comment below or message me and let me know if you try it and what you think. Please like and subscribe to Erica's Joyful Oven on Facebook and YouTube. Invite your friends to do the same as well, and I'll see you guys next time for another amazing recipe. Bye guys.